Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'd like to talk about making the most of this lockdown situation that we're facing here in Shanghai. Um, back in 2020, we had a major lockdown. Not like this, last time in 2020 is just that most of the schools, most of the companies were closed down for a while, but you were never confined to your community or complex. You know, um, I took a trip from the Philippines back here to China and Shanghai February 26th, just as the pandemic was happening in 2020. And getting through customs was easy. It was the easiest uh, I've ever went through getting through customs. I was like 2 minutes and done. I got into the subway here in Shanghai, line 10. It was like nobody here, and it was like rush. It was like rush hour time. It was like 5 p.m. roughly that I was actually on the subway. And there's nobody, but the subways weren't closed. The communities weren't closed. When I got back to my apartment, I started packing some of my stuff to ship it abroad just in case the situation got worse. Things eventually got better. Schools were closed from January or February of Chinese New Year till June. I ended up leaving Shanghai, going to another city to work. Now, I just returned back to Shanghai back in October of 2021, and I just can't believe we're in another lockdown. And reason I'm making this video is sometimes we forget what things were like. We get comfortable and we quickly forget how bad things could get. So this lockdown has really made me think, and I want to use it to my advantage. Basically, I want to look at what areas in my life am I weak in, right? So if I'm weak at not having enough savings for an emergency, I need to build up savings for that. And then another thing is having some food on hand, at least having a good month of food on hand. That could be pancake mix, noodles, frozen foods, maybe some canned vegetables or some canned fruits. Not the healthiest stuff, but at least it's food to get you by, right? So you're not scrambling and worrying when there's food shortages. I would say at least a good month of having some food storage on hand if you're going to be here long term. If you're only planning to be in China like a year or 2 years, then you might have to adjust that. But based on the situation, when you start to see a lockdown coming, like just before the lockdown happened, some communities were getting shut down. There's plenty of warning that something was going to happen here. Um, I ended up going to the market because I saw that things were getting worse. I thought I better have some food on hand, and luckily I did. And the communities have been pretty good at getting us supplies and stuff like that. But having food on hand is important. Beans, rice, spam, coffee. If you're a coffee drinker, having enough coffee will be really helpful. If you need a beer or alcohol, have some on hand. Tea, another great thing. I'm not a big tea drinker, but having some tea during the lockdown could be helpful just for the health benefits. Having some, vitamins to boost your immune system. But use this lockdown to see where are you weak. I think a good month and a half we can kind of see which areas we need to improve on. For example, myself, I need to build up a bigger savings. You know, cash, having some cash in the bank that is only for emergency use, at least a good 3 months to 6 months would be a good start. Food, I was actually okay. Coffee, I was a little bit lacking on coffee, and that was only because I thought I was gonna kind of give up coffee, but I realized being in a lockdown, I have to resort to online teaching, and online teaching sometimes is a lot more tiring than if you're in the classroom itself, because you're sitting at a computer, your eyes are being drained by the computer screen. It's just a lot more exhausting, so I started getting more coffee. Um, Usually I order from Costco. Uh, Having money a savings built up. I would even say have an airplane ticket put away. I would say a minimum have 10,000 put away just for an airplane ticket in case you have to leave. Another thing is because this world we are living in now, this flu-like pandemic situation that we're having, I suggest people to reduce, if you're not living here long term, if you don't have a family, if you are just a teacher or just someone that wants to be here for a year or 2 years, minimize the type of stuff that you have. For example, back in 11/11, I bought a Xiaomi TV. I love my TV, it's very nice. However, it ties me down here. When the lockdown was happening, I wanted to leave and I had chances, but the problem is I have a beanbag chair, I have two big boxes, I have a TV, I have all my supplies here, and I'm kind of stuck. You know, Watching movies on a computer isn't as enjoyable as a big screen TV, but I'm to the point now where I want to kind of reduce the things that I have and minimize, live a minimalist lifestyle. So as soon as this lockdown ends, I'm actually going to be posting my TV abroad. I have a house in the Philippines, so I'm just going to post it there. I've already contacted a supplier, a shipping agency who's going to help me ship all the stuff I don't need, and it's really cheap. I just want to get down to a computer, some basic supplies, and that's it. So that's another thing, making the most of it. Exercise. I would say this is a great time to get involved in exercise, just building up your health. If you are a sugar, you're addicted to sugar, a sugar eater, or you're addicted to some foods and you want to make some major changes. If you're a smoker, this is a great time because you're kind of limited on what you can get. Yeah, now a lot of places are open. You can start to get a lot more snacks. But I realize I don't need like chips, potato chips, or crisps, or whatever you want to call it. You don't need all this chocolate. And this is a great time to kind of detox a lot of that out of you and kind of get away from it. Exercise, I think, is important. I started doing, the plank exercise, some push-ups, just trying to get my health back into shape. I'm sitting a lot, on either on my bed or on my chair, so you gotta stay healthy. Building up a community, learning how to build a community during these hard times is really helpful. In my community, among the Chinese people and the foreigners, I've realized that a lot of people are coming together helping. I had one of the foreigners in another building. I don't know the guy very well. We only started getting to know each other probably a month before this lockdown happened, and he brought over a big bag of pork for me, some coffee, some potatoes, and I want to return the favor. I did the same thing for him when I had other supplies, so people are coming together helping, I have another lady who's given me things. I've had Chinese people give me, what do you call it, those steam buns, they call it the baozi. So people are really coming together, but I think learning to build up a community, this is a great time to learn how to build up a community. Another thing is, if you have projects, sometimes as teachers we start PowerPoints or we start things, but we never finish them. This is a good time to finish up on a lot of little projects that you have that just builds up. I like to make PowerPoints. I think PowerPoints are really useful, especially for for teaching kids or adults. Using PowerPoint saves you time on cutting and laminating, and you can take it wherever you go. So I'm trying to finish up a lot of these types of projects. Food, money, health, exercise, and just learning what's important to you. I think this lockdown has made people really think about what kind of things are important to them. What can you live without? What can you not live without? I'm pretty content at staying home. I don't mind staying home watching some shows. I don't mind staying home and working on my computer and maybe play a video game here or there. I don't play a lot of games, but I play some old school Nintendo 64. It's something I actually enjoy. I even got the USB stick for my computer. I'm teaching online, not making a lot of money, but it's enough to get by. I got a nice river out my window, so I can look out on the river and just enjoy, feel peaceful. But guys, make a plan for what is important for yourself, come up with a budget, and I hope that everybody can come together to make this world a better place, especially in China among the expat community. I think we need to start building up a better community as well. The community in China for the foreign community is shrinking. A lot of people are leaving. I was just watching a YouTube video. I was just kind of looking for some ideas for teaching, and I stumbled upon some foreigner that just left China 2 days ago. He's like, oh, I gotta leave my piano behind. He has like one of those, not a huge piano, one of those ones like the metal legs. He left the piano behind. He's kind of beat up about it, but apparently if you leave your community, you ain't coming back until this whole lockdown ends. He put it in his video. It's like, once you leave, you're gone. So he didn't really specify where he's going, if he's leaving China or he's going to another city. I was trying to figure that out because I was curious, because I'm considering leaving as well. The thing that stopped me from leaving Shanghai is I feel that there's going to be so much opportunity to make money after this lockdown ends. So many people have left, are leaving, will leave. And that also means higher salaries. There's going to be a huge demand for teachers when a lot of teachers leave after what happens. At the same time, I also want to leave Shanghai because I feel that Shanghai is one of those cities like Beijing or maybe Guangzhou or Shenzhen that's just going to go through major lockdowns again and again and again, just because the type of city they are. They're those major international cities. But if you go to another city like Nanjing or Hangzhou or Ningbo or some other cities, you're not going to experience as many lockdowns as you would here. I know Hangzhou is having some issues right now, but it's not like Shanghai. What's happening here in Shanghai, it pushes you to the limit. It really does. Even now, I'm so uncertain what's going to happen. I'm just trying not to focus on the negatives. I'm just trying to continue moving forward on this. So guys, leave a comment below, please subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of the situation. And do you still want to stay in China? I would love to hear what people have to say. Or do you want to come to Shanghai? Do you want to leave Shanghai, leave China? Really would like to hear what you guys have to say. So take care. Today is May 6th, so have a good day.